Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today is March 21st, 2023. Current temperature out here is 26 degrees. And yeah, we got some wind out here. Maybe you can hear it in the mic or not, but we got wind gusts up to at least 20 miles an hour. And that, of course, the top of those gusts put the wind chill down near 0 degrees. Our last snowfall that I advertised only got about 1 inch. They predicted anywhere from 4 to 10 inches. As it ended up, it was mostly rain and not snow. One thing I'd like to point out here is, you might hear it as I go down like this, is I'm trying out the new wireless microphone today. Hopefully it's a lot better, and we're also trying a distance there. I'm pretty sure it worked from where I walked up from down the driveway a little bit. And so keep my fingers crossed that this will work a lot better than the microphone right on the camera. Today's project, we're going to be doing some wood burning today. What kind of wood burning? Well, we're going to burn some logos. Logos into, you probably can't see it just yet, logos into some of the boxes and other things I have here. And well, let's turn the camera down and we'll give you a view of the table. Please note, I've got my 16-pound sledgehammer out here. That is absolutely necessary to keep all this stuff in one place during the wind here, because it is getting a little breezy at times here. It feels like it's a little more than 20 miles an hour at times. So today, again, we're going to do some wood burning, and what I do is I actually burn in logos, my logos, Windy Ridge Apiary's logo, into each of the pieces that I have here, just for fun, and really hopefully nobody will try and rip it off if they see that there's a logo burned into it. And painting is good, sure, but there's no much depth to painting, so I went with wood burning instead, because that's going to burn in a little ways. Off the internet somewhere, I came out with somebody that milled out my logo here. As you can see, it looks a little bit backwards there, and that's of course on purpose. So I got this one that's 2.5 inches wide. And for the smaller pieces, I've got another one in here that is only 1.5 inches wide. So we'll be actually using both of these today. And along with that is a 300-watt wood burner. Now this thing will take about a half hour to heat up. And I'm going to put the small one on first. Again, a half hour to heat up. So we're going to get this plugged in, and we're going to let that heat up real quick here. Hopefully I don't burn myself in the process of getting it heated up, because as it's dangling there off of my fancy desk here off the sawhorses. All right, we got that going. We'll get that ready. Now let's show you what we're going to be burning today. We're going to be burning in a number of things. We've got a number of nuke boxes that I just bought, and haven't had any nuke boxes yet, so this is kind of a first for me to get some nuke boxes in here. And I bought telescoping covers for them. So oh, and there goes some pieces there. And I'll just burn the logo in on the bottom here for the telescoping cover. Of course, got the boxes themselves, the fronts and the sides that we'll be burning the logo on. Now on these, I have to be a little bit careful, because I'm also going to be drilling a hole in for my entrance disc up here. I also have an entrance down here, but if I stack them up, I probably want another hole for ventilation and for the bees going in and out. So how I gauge that is I use templates. I've got templates for the mediums that I'll be showing you in a second. The sides of the nuke box, which are nothing more than deeps. So I've already got deep sides here, so I'll put this template over the side here, and I usually put mine in different patterns for each box. So for the first box, I'll put the logo in there, then on the next box there, next box there, and next box there. So I've got them numbered for that reason. So that's the side But in this case, I will have only 2 locations on the front of the nuke because it's so much smaller than the front. So I should say so much smaller than the side. So I've got this on here. So I've got a hole where I'll just punch a hole in here with a little screwdriver. That's where the hole will go, and this will be where the screw goes in, and then I have position A or B here depending on which box I'm doing. And so it helps a lot. Just got to make sure that I get the handle up on the right side first before before we start drilling holes and punching, marking things up. So I've got the nuke boxes. Also got some supers here, medium boxes, supers, that I'm going to be working on also. These are a little bit different. I took and I modified these. I put in some dados down here, 5-inch dado all across there, because eventually I'm going to repurpose them for, it's still going to collect honey. Still going to collect honey in my supers, but it's going to be a little bit different type of honey collecting. And so I got this board here that I put through the CNC, cut out nice holes all nice and evenly, and that board's going to fit in there. But more on this later. Today's task, in another video, but today's task is just to get all the logos burned into everything here. So let's get going. Hopefully that burner warms up pretty good out here, even in the cold wind. Okay, just a little bit of setup here before we get to the burning. I'm still letting the iron warm up down there, but I thought I'd show you also the nuke box bottom boards. There weren't any available, and that's okay because I like to build things myself. So I got some wood from the local home improvement store, the big box store, and dadoed in my cuts for the edges and also for where the bottom board is going to fit in, the actual board itself. And one thing to note is that before I burn, I have pre-positioned all these so that when I pull them off the pile, the top is always towards the top here. So when I pull it off the pile, the top's there, because if I put it upside down, then my logo is going to be upside down. So I always wanted to make sure that my logo is facing the right direction. Might also notice here, if you're really good and you're wondering why do these appear to be a little crooked, my dados here, and that's because I build my bottom boards. In fact, I've never bought a bottom board before. I've always made my own bottom boards. Not just for these nukes, but for all the hives out there. But I build them with a 1/4-inch slope between the back and the front. So in the back here, I've got about 1/2 inch clearance, and it slopes down to about 3/4 of a clearance towards the front. That's so if any moisture does collect in here, whether it be from rain seeping in, or in some cases I've had my feeders leak, and you'll see that stuff come dripping out the front. So it slopes down for a couple of reasons there, and it also assists the bees when they're hauling out things like their dead sisters. All right, so that's the reason we're doing that. Again, I got to position this back so the top is up at the correct side there. All right, got a piece of junk plywood here. I think this was 3/8, probably something I used for not sure. I think I built bat houses out of the 3/8 stuff. But anyway, let's give it a try here with the burner. I don't think it's been enough time yet, but there you go. Now you can barely see. I'm not going to touch this because it'll melt my gloves. But maybe you see a little notch I filed in there. So put it on here towards the top. Then have to make sure it's equally distributed there. And you can see a little smoke coming off there. The smaller, we call them logos or medallions, burn in, or heat up, I should say, a lot faster. So looks like we're ready to go there. That may have been just a little bit too much time on there, but we're kind of just experimenting at this point, making sure everything's warm. So looks like we're ready to go. Put that against the mark. Here's the halfway point there. and find my scratch there. Again, I'm using the 1.5" logo here, somewhere right about in there. You have to make sure it's flat so it burns in equally, and I usually just move it around a little bit too just to make sure it burns in. That should be enough. Here we go. There's the first one of many. All right, that's it for the first batch, and we are going to unplug that iron. That'll be I'll unplug the iron here. I'm the only one here today. Wife is off doing shopping and stuff, and we'll let that cool down because I have to now switch over. This was all the small logo stuff, so I gotta switch over to the large logo, and that iron is way too hot to touch right now. Thank you for watching this episode from Windy Ridge Apiaries. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on any newly posted videos. And at your discretion, please leave a comment below. And until next time, do a good day.